everyone. Welcome once again to Fractures of Reality. In the last session, we met up with Korax's family, and they explained the situation, how, there's a body that needs to be gotten, there's something going on, and that there was a wild magic surge. And it wasn't from who Korax thought it was.
Also vampires.
Oh yeah, there's also vampires.
Vampires.
Hey, at least it's not a cult this time, right?
Don't jinx it.
Please don't.
So, the question is, you're all heading out in different directions, I believe, or are you all heading to the shoe store?
Clara doesn't know where to go. She just knows that people are going to the shoe store for some strange reason.
I'll follow with the shoe store.
Alrighty.
Yeah, I imagine so, but Cicada is gonna keep her hood up because she doesn't want to end up freaking people out.
Let me just re-add everyone's tokens, and because that's something I forgot to do. Sorry. It's been a bit. Bush, bush, bang, bang, boom. You're all down in the bottom left. You know the tokens are wrong. I'm fixing it.
Korax, by the way, is disguised as generic elf.
Alright, you fit right in. Let's see. Cicada, Korax, and Charlotte. That should be everyone.
Okay.
So, the first thing you will notice as you head through the city is that there are a lot more guards than last time. And there were already quite a lot of guards. A small section right near the main entrance has been cleared, and a body has been left to hang right in the main entrance, which is just up here, by the way.
Good. Not far.
Yeah.
This is awful.
So it is.
Let's fix it.
You managed to find the newspapers that are being sold reporting on the situation. And you actually see someone currently reading one of the newspapers. But they're turned to a section inside the paper, and you're able to see it almost looks like Cicada. From a passing glance, you think you see Cicada briefly.
That gets my attention. I'm just gonna go pick up one of those papers real fast.
Alright. He makes you pay for it. It's only like a copper.
I have a copper, so I wasn't gonna use that. So yeah, sure.
So, you open it up, and you see it's not Cicada, it's just another Kenku. However, it's a Kenku with wings.
Yeah.
A wonderful miracle was just hatched. It was hard to believe the rumors at first, until this here reporter saw it with their own eyes. A Kenku with wings, and drawing shapes in the sand. The parents are crying tears of joy, and they spoke of how they were blessed with a miracle. That's not all. This has been happening all over. Kenku are being born or waking up with wings where there was none, and even beginning to speak. Voices hoarse from disuse. No one is quite sure what to call these Kenku, or even if they still are Kenku. Perhaps the legends of Aarakocrans being related to Kenku had some weight after all.
Yep. You could probably assume it was Sylvester's doing.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah, it's nice.
So, any
Anyways,
any
back on track.
anything you guys would like to do before you head to the shoe store?
I want to listen. Go ahead.
Okay, I want to talk to one of the guards
Mm-hmm.
real quick, just to ask them one question.
Yeah.
Excuse me, sir. How long is that body going to stay up there?
Until they tell us to bring it down.
They?
I know.
Noble?
I'm just the guard.
Okay.
I get paid to
That's it.
stand here and look pretty. He flashes a smile with teeth missing and a boil on his nose.
Oh. Okay.
It's okay, Charlotte?
I just want to listen to the general populace, like what they're talking about currently with Westward and gossip.
Well, the current gossip is on what the man, Odcorix's father, had done. Some of the rumors are fairly straightforward, what was said in the paper. Some are as outlandish as he summoned a greater demon in the middle of the royal palace.
Okay.
That's ridiculous. Only his daughter would do something like that.
Point is, they're having fun. They're enjoying the brief bit of excitement that's not potentially going to kill them.
I get you. Alrighty.
You know how it is. People enjoy a little gossip. So, anything else you guys would like to do before you head to the shoe store?
I'm all good.
Yeah, I'm good.
Alrighty. Also, you pass by a wanted poster for Elnath, saying he's wanted for resisting punishment.
What's the date?
Oh, it was ages ago. Like, conveniently say the very day after you left Elnath to clean the city.
Oh. Yeah, that was a while ago.
Alright.
How old is this poster?
It's pretty old. Like, there's only a couple of them still up.
It's months old at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was clearly just left there and they haven't taken it down or anything yet. Anyway, you all step into the shoe store and the guy meets you with a smile. And Birkin says hello.
Burton. Hello again.
Oh, hello. Hello.
Hello.
Fancy seeing you all here.
So, out of character, quick check. Is this like are we talking to Birkin in the public area or in the private area?
No,
Still in the public area.
No, you were, I rushed that bit. You're in that store bit, but he's behind the counter.
Okay.
Alright, we would, like to discuss this, if that's okay.
Of course.
Why do you want to?
Of course. Come right this way.
Quiet.
He bows and escorts you inside as he casually flicks the sign out front to closed.
We just brought Clara in here. They're gonna have to move to a whole new location when the day is over.
Conveniently for you, this is actually our old location. I was just here because I happened to decide to wait after Jezebel came by to say hello.
Oh, good.
She said she would likely would go to the old location, so I came by just to be here for you. Your
Good.
arrival.
That's good because no secret stays secret long when Cora has it.
Hey, now I didn't expose the what the location was.
No one exposed it. It's just the guards have been getting a little too nosy and have started asking for shoes,
Oh,
Hmm.
which is
Well
why
then,
we've moved to a different area that I won't discuss here. But I'm sure Jezebel will be more than happy to show you where it is once she finishes helping us move a couple of boxes.
of course.
He brings you over
Like, what?
to the room, and you can see that there is quite a few boxes, and the only thing that isn't packed is just some seats.
And all right, and Korax takes a seat. So, I assume, so the body being shown and displayed in front of the gate.
Yes, it's your father, right?
It is. I need it. I need, and I'm going to need a body of of similar height and build, along with and along with a nice blonde wig to complete the look.
Hmm. Well, we'll bench that for a moment because I'm sure you will have many questions and things you wish to ask. And I do have the information you want. However, all things have a price. Now, because of your fast and very discreet retrieval of a certain item in the past, I am willing to give you the information in advance this time. In return, you're to do a little task for me on your way. Does that sound fair?
On the way, you said.
On the
So
way,
you already
yes.
know. So you already know what we're looking for.
Yes.
So do we need to bother asking?
There's more than one question that you all have to ask. And
I can't even ask the right question. Okay.
yes, you have to ask the right questions to get the right information. It's part of this process. I can't just tell you the information. Because it's for protection. If I am just answering questions, that's going to give me a lot less of a sentence than potentially offering treasonous information. Because I can always say I was giving it in under duress.
And I see. Well then, first question: where can I find the body I need?
Before that, as mentioned, the cost. I'm willing to give you the information in advance if you do a little favor for me on your way. Does that sound agreeable to you all?
Absolutely.
Sure.
Then it's settled. There's no need for you to get a body, dear Clerks. Because that's not your father up on the hook there.
what?
What?
Go
Dear.
on.
true polymorph. I believe
You're the
that
more
is what they
powerful vampire,
used.
then. I mean, where do you... That's high level stuff.
You're dealing
We're
with
up
some
against
very
somebody.
high level people.
So I gather.
This very situation that you all find yourself in has been spanning for almost 100 years now.
I gather that timing's not a coincidence.
He smiles a bit wider.
Do you know where they took his body?
They didn't take his body anywhere, but they did escort him somewhere.
My god, he's still alive.
Okay. I'm going. All right. I don't suppose you know where.
Take one giant guess.
Royal Palace?
He looks over and then he says, "Ah, right. I forgot who I'm talking to. Yeah, they were taken to the Underdark."
That was my second guess.
That's not exactly the safest place right now.
Well, no, he's not exactly with the safest people.
No, he's with
Are
the
you
most.
aware of their nature? I wonder.
Oh yes, they were very much vampires.
Oh my
Okay.
god.
Do you know? In then follow up question. All that. In could you tell me if they're planning to turn him into a vampire?
I am not certain of that, but I do know that they were doing some quite curious things at his house right before all of this came to light.
That's
And he looks over to Charlotte and then says, "And I also happen to know where a friend of yours is."
Charlotte takes in a small breath at that and just composes herself. She gets up from the wall she was leaning on. And where would that be then?
He brings his hands together and says, "She was one of the people that came to escort him to the Underdark."
Oh dear.
Oh no.
Oh dear, oh
She-
dear.
And she also happened to be sporting a pair of fangs, I do believe.
Oh no. They're all vampires. Ah.
Charlotte just trying their best to hide the emotion on their face. And she simply just asks, "The Underdark, right? So, we're at in the Underdark. We've been
Well,
there once."
I'm sure Jezebel's brother will be able to tell you that. When I told her that he was on his way to the city and was only half a day away, she ran off in quite a hurry.
Boy.
So he did. So he made it out of the Underdark all right after all.
Yes, he's on his way here. He should be here, in a half a day. Though, maybe a day, considering he has an angry sister charging towards him.
Given his current errands, it might not be best for him to enter the city.
I mean, You see Burton just sort of chuckle a bit and then say, "Well, yes, he might have some difficulty." Or he would, if he still looks like a drow.
Leaving that aside for now, your information has been very informative. What was this favor you wanted in return?
There's a little vampire manor that you all will likely be visiting very soon, as it's one of the places where you'd be able to gather the location that you require.
I see.
One of our informants went into that place and didn't come out. We know
And you want us
she's...
to extract him?
We know they're in there because of a certain item that you kindly provided us, allowing us to ensure that we can keep an eye on our informants and collectors. However, it is quite a dangerous situation. So if you could kindly get them out of there, I would very much appreciate it.
We'll do all
Okay.
we can.
Alive or dead
one
doesn't
more-
really matter either, by the way. I can always just use a resurrection on them after all.
Noted.
Though alive would be preferable, of course. They are still expensive.
Of course.
It's part of the benefits of this of the informant position. You get one free resurrection a year.
And that's sounds like an excellent benefits package.
I mean, we take good care of our informants. After all, they're the ones that get you this information, and they're the
And
reason.
they do good work.
And they're the reason why we have what we have to deliver to you, and why we don't have the location.
Okay.
We might know a
Cora-
lot.
Oh, go ahead.
I'm nearly done. We might know a lot, but we don't know everything.
Okay.
Go on, Clara.
Cora steps in and says, "Well, since you said you know all the answers, would you happen to know why I couldn't remember about I know she pauses for a moment. Oh Jesus, never mind, I forgot.
I believe that has something to do with a wizard that came across you when you were very young.
What?
I don't know much
Really?
more than that, though. But I'm sure a dispel curse
Okay.
would get rid of that.
Okay.
He looks to you, Cicada, and then says, "There was this wizard wandering about, quite a while ago by this point. And they went around putting a memory curse on certain individuals to ensure they'd forget sensitive information."
So that's why I couldn't remember what the shoe store was. Okay, that makes sense.
It's useful in our position, but I do believe that it is most likely the reason why their memory is a little spotty.
Certainly explains Mom. Okay.
Any-
Anyway.
Any further questions?
None from me.
Is there a curse on me?
Um,
I was just curious. That's all.
I think that's a question for like a cleric. But you know I can detect magic, right?
if curses could be discovered by detect magic, I'm pretty sure you would have known about mine by now, though.
Yeah.
I don't believe you do have one, no. But it's very possible that I just haven't gotten the right information for it yet.
Very well.
Where can we find this manor?
It is in the upper circle, naturally. Just head close to Clover and look for the Gothic architecture.
Okay. Why is it always Gothic architecture with vampires?
Oh,
I
no,
see it
no.
all the time in books.
No, they don't live there. It's just right to the left of that mansion. Right to the left
Oh.
of the Gothic architecture mansion.
Oh, okay.
Clever.
And
I got
There's-
murder on my mind right now, so I'm heading out there now.
well, there's a place that I'd want to drop by somewhere first.
By the way,
Thanks for
I wanted to also give you one final little bit of information. A freebie, if you will.
okay.
The Poppycocks are already in town.
Wonderful.
No.
What?
Not them. Oh god.
Okay, Ryu, stay out of sight. It's and before we assault this vampire manor, there's some place I want to drop by first. In the meantime, Ryu, could you inform my mother and my sister that Isturova, that body hanging above the city is not actually father?
Do you want me to do it in person or in sending?
Might be
Sending
best
might be better.
in person would waste fewer resources. If we're going to break into a vampire house, you'll need all the spells you can get.
Well,
True.
luckily they aren't too far from here, and apparently I need to lay low again.
I think we all do at this point.
Well, in the meantime, I want and Lala,
Mm?
are there any back way is into my family's home that the guards wouldn't necessarily know about?
Oh yeah, there was.
And good. I'm gonna drop by my family quarters.
Alright.
Alright.
So who's going with you and who's going with Corax?
I'll go with Ryu.
Okay.
Clara. Thanks for what she says. I think I might go with Corax because.
No, please don't.
Okay.
No one loud.
Okay. I'll go with you then. I was hoping not to attract attention. Unless there's some other place I can go. Do you know if the magic store is open at the moment?
Should be.
I'm gonna go window shopping. It may be more than window shopping. Hopefully.
Alright.
We do have Mercy's Emporium still.
That's true. But then multiple stores to shop.
Anyway. Charlotte, who are you going with?
Quarks just said they want to go alone, correct?
No, I want. I didn't want. I mean,
He didn't want...
Charlotte should be fine. I mean, honestly, Charlotte, it should be fun. And she doesn't attract attention like Clara does.
Okay, I'll go with Quarks.
Cicada?
Yeah, I said I was going with Ryu.
Alright. Then,
If you want me to, I can see if I can make a scene so nobody looks at you.
Hmm,
well,
I already have a
we-
hood, so
we've already sorted who's going where. So, we'll start with Ryu first. Okay?
Okay.
So, Ryu.
Hmm.
You head towards the camp, and I need both you and Cicada to make me a perception check.
oh boy. Okay. Perception. Eh.
Okay?
Look, see, there you are.
Oh my gosh.
So, you all head over to Corax's mother, who I really need to know the name of. Valeth, was it?
Vala.
Yes.
Yeah, Vala.
I'll get there. I'll get there.
It's fine. It's fine.
So,
He.
when you're about, say, a few feet, about, let's say, 5 or 10 feet from Valeth, you notice over, just, say, about 30 feet away, quietly talking to Adigen, is two figures.
Oh no.
Valeth will
This,
approach.
so, so we got some information, and uh, is there anywhere we can go that's not that's for sure not within earshot?
She glances around and then says, I've got a tent.
That'll
Okay.
do.
She begins to lead you over to a tent as Adigen turns and then says, Oh, hey, welcome back!
Hey, Mr. Ryan, and was it?
Yes,
Have you
Ryan.
have you met my friends, Mr. and Mrs. Poppycock?
Uh.
Yes, we've met them. Their elf. His grandfather burned down our home.
Uh. Gosh, this is awkward.
What? Why would someone burn down your home? You're such nice people.
It's alright, dear. We went through it the proper way. We tracked them down and proved that it was them by gathering evidence via scrying. And then we went to the proper authorities and they put him on trial and he was assigned community service.
And
And just
justice has been served. Well done.
And just how long
Yeah.
ago was this?
She
A while
glances
ago.
she glances over and says, "A while ago."
Yeah.
I
You
see.
remember. You remember, right? I say telepathically. We were kind of the ones who did that. Sorry, Ryu.
At any rate,
Mhm.
at any rate, at any rate, as much as I'd like to catch up with you two, I'm afraid Lady Elise and me, Cicada, Lady Elise and I have very important business to discuss.
Very well. That's fine. Though, are you sure you're fine? You're looking a little pale.
It's complicated.
Well, that's understandable. I mean, we are dealing with an assassination attempt on poor dear Baron. Bleh.
Baron.
Yeah, that I know. I tongue-tied. They then look back to Adigen and then say, "So tell us more about how you got captured by what's tribals? That's the word. By tribals. That is quite a delightful tale." And they just go back to paying attention to Adigen.
Okay.
My own sister left me to get tied up, the heartless shrew.
Oh dear, you just have to go on. They don't even
And this goes on.
spare. They don't even really spare Ryu a second glance. And you're escorted into a tent.
Okay. Okay. Firstly, we can't trust the poppycocks under any circumstances,
That should go without saying.
especially with Ryu around.
So as once they're all in the tent, Ryu just uh, as soon as they're in the tent and out of sight, Ryu who just starts breathing breathing heavily. You could tell he was really tense. He was very tense the entire time they were out there.
Okay.
Did they shoot your dog or something? What have they exactly done for you to be this anxious?
They're hunt they're hunters and I'm a kitsune.
You didn't react this
Uh,
violently to Adrian, and he's a hunter too.
he's kind of he's a little bit incompetent.
I
No
mean,
offense, ma'am.
yes, but what have they actually done to you?
They've been
Well, we're just a little afraid of them because we have seen evidence in their house that their ancestors hunted kitsune, among other things, that are currently endangered.
and they and 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 they've expressed interest in reviving the fox hunts and if they get even the slightest chance.
She frowns briefly and looks to Cicada and then says, "So they're paying for a mistake their ancestors made, similar to how Kenku were?" And then she turns and walks out of the tent and directly towards them. Excuse
Oh,
me,
wait.
Poppycocks, may I have a word?
Oh, God.
Adijan, could you just please do the whole being quiet for a moment?
He's just holding. He's just like opens his mouth to talk, puts his finger up, and then holds his breath.
Thank you very much.
That's the only way he knows how to shut up.
Oh my god.
From the safety of the tent, you see them talking quietly for a moment. And then Velith turns and approaches the tent once more. And they turn around and go back to talking to Adijan.
What did you say to them?
Well, you are partially correct. They are intending on reviving the fox hunts. But not in the way you're thinking.
Huh?
From what
Just what other way is there?
From what they're describing, they want to make it a game of sorts, where they will pay Kitsune and use rubber bullets to hunt them down and hit them until the Kitsune gives up. The Kitsune gets paid and then they head on their way.
My people would never agree to that.
Hmm. Well, anyways, back on
So I ask
track
again, what have
to
they
the
actually
topic.
done to you?
They've been the poppycocks have been scrying us, or specifically scrying me, for almost a year since we've met them.
Do you mean their investigation into that Elnath fellow to put him on trial for burning down their home?
Yeah, that was a while ago, but then they kept doing it.
Are you certain?
You see
When-
this?
Let me make this out of character really quick. When was the last time I said someone was actually scrying on you?
Not since we put not since since Ryu got the bracelet.
Which was also around the same time Elnath went on trial.
No, we got the brace. We made the bracelets made out of the rope they used to tie up Elnath. The Drow used to tie up Elnath after he like
He was
again.
kidnapped. Yeah.
Yeah, he was
To be
kidnapped.
fair, if that was actually real Ryu, then you wouldn't be able to cast magic at all. That's what also the rope effect does.
But that was directly after the trial.
All I'm saying is to give it some thought. Adigen might be a moron, but the poppycocks are also morons, dears.
What? they
Why
they
do you
certainly
think?
did know.
Why do you think they both get along?
And I never realized that, honestly. They just seemed so confident. Maybe it's the charisma.
Or maybe it's an all us fools all need to stick together mentality.
Regardless, I apologize for interrupting your discussion, but I really do think you're giving them far, far too much credit.
Fair enough.
We'll see. But if it comes to that, I will ill protect myself.
Of course. I didn't say you couldn't. And if they actually do something, then, well, I would tell the Adigen to shoot them, and he probably would.
Okay.
Lest ye forget what family she's part of.
Okay.
All that
But-
aside, we're getting off track. There's something very important we need to tell you.
Yes?
Yeah. The body that's hanging up outside of town, that's not him.
She pauses at this, and you see a smile grow a bit as she says, "Go on."
It's don't get your hopes up too high. Yes, the body's a fake, and yes, as last we heard, as far as we know, last he was seen, he was alive, but he was being taken into the Underdark by vampires.
Infected vampires.
I see. Excuse me for a moment. And then she heads out of the tent and walks over to where Adigen and the poppycocks are, and she speaks loudly to their group of Equus hunters and then says, "How would you all like to go on an expedition to the Underdark to hunt all the dangerous creatures that exist under there?" What does Adigen say?
Mother! I knew you didn't forget my birthday!
Of course not, dear. Well, you may head out as soon as you're all ready. Have fun with that.
prepare, and he like marches. He like does a comedic imitation of a soldier's march off to his own tent.
Dear me, he's so energetic, isn't he, dear? I mean, he's kind of getting me excited too. And the two follow with, little excited talk. Not as energetic as Adigen, but they're clearly rather excited for their new expedition. You even hear Mrs. Poppycock go, "Why, he just makes me want to do the same shout as he did." Oh, but that would be so embarrassing. And they just head off. Belith turns and looks to you and then says, "See? Morons."
Wow.
If I didn't know any better, I would say you made that look easy.
Aw, please, I'm married.
Goodness. Yeah, it's like.
And so just what are you up to?
Well, I'm sending those fools down to make ruckus, and then I'm going to bring the rest and quietly walk in and politely ask them to give me my husband back.
Define
Go on.
define politely.
She just smiles. Good luck with your
Oh, boy.
investigation.
Thank you for your time, miss.
Yes. Thank you.
She bows.
I'll be sure to give Korax your regards.
Yes, let him know I sent Adigen off to have some fun in the Underdark. And that he can say that and remind him that Adigen's birthday is very soon, so he might want to just get some bullets or something for him.
Okay.
Well,
Noted.
I'm looking forward to seeing his face already.
Well, ta-ta. I've got an army to organize. Then she
Okay.
turns
Un-
and heads over to a group of scarily dressed men covered in scars.
She is terrifying. She is low-key terrifying.
She's Korax's mom.
Okay.
Perhaps I should count my grandfather lucky. Lucky that he was willing to wait for due process on his case.
Yeah.
She seems like the kind of person. She seems like she just from that one. She definitely seemed like the kind of person that would shoot anyone on the slightest suspicion that they messed with her family.
Yeah. We should probably get this information back to the rest of the group.
Right. Quick. We gotta be quick.
Right.
Where did they say they were going again?
And I'm going to cut you off there, and we'll briefly do Clara, and then we'll go to Corax and Charlotte. Okay?
Okay.
But yeah,
So
Yeah.
Cora walks in, and she looks around. And she's like, "Hello. What do you guys have on sale today?"
the merchant gives a yawn as he sits up and then says, "Welcome to Pointy's Magic Shop. I'm Pointy. How can I be of assistance?"
Hello. Do you happen to have like a Reveler's Concert, Staff of Healing, Stone of Good Luck, or Ring of Feather Falling available? Or Ring of Protection?
I might, but I'd have to go looking for it. You're free to look around and see if you find it, but there's a finder's fee, so unless you find it, you'll have to pay, and we'll look and see if we have it in stock. And if we do, then you can then pay for it or not pay for it. And yeah.
Okay.
The fee for finding it is 5 gold. And then you pay whatever price we decide to assign to it. Or if you don't
Okay.
pay it, we keep the 5 gold. And yeah. So feel free to have a look around, and if you don't find it, just 5 gold and we'll find it for you if we have it.
Okay. And she looks around, and with that horrible investigation, I'm guessing she doesn't find any.
Nope, you don't find a thing. You found a spring that magically springs upward and then springs down. Like it's flubber. It bounces up and down once you drop it. And you knock over a stack of books with it before it finally stops.
I restack the stack of books.
Thank you, sir.
Ma'am.
Ma'am.
And then she thinks for a moment. She says, "Do you have a price estimate for what the items would be?"
1,000 gold, maybe 2,000.
Okay. I'll have to wait until later then. I don't have that money.
All right.
Thanks, though. And then she heads out.
All right. Have a pointastic day.
You too?
Yay. All right. So we're done with Clara then.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Next up is Corax and Charlotte. You come to the warehouse that housed the secret entrance. It was used mostly for storage for your family, but there was a small little attic entrance that led into your home.
Okay. Move in. Does our home seem empty?
Roll perception. You may roll as well, Charlotte.
16.
Okay. There's a few
I'll
guards. Go on.
I'll flash a genius to make Corax's roll a 19.
All right. Corax, as you're looking around and listening, you feel a burst of magic from behind you, and your senses sharpen, and you're able to pick out exactly where all the soldiers and guards are. Most of them are outside and out patrolling the streets. There's a couple patrolling, mostly centered around the royal palace, and there's only actually 2 guards outside the front door.
Okay, good. I'm gonna head straight for my father's office, which is where the vault is.
You head to the office and you find the vault is open and all the paperwork is gone, including anything that would have been in his desk.
And that and here I was thinking I'd have to look for a key. Charlotte, my family kept all our most valuable things in this vault. See if there's anything a magic and useful in there, would you?
Very well. I'll cast Detect Magic.
Now, when I said it's empty, I meant the vault too.
Oh, so
It's-
they took everything.
Yeah, everything's gone.
Oh,
Sorry, that's my bad. I should have clarified.
well, well, that's one part down. Next, and next, we're going to Adjin's room.
All right.
Why is room?
He liked his weapons, and maybe there's something useful there.
Before Charlotte leaves the vault, I'm casting invisibility.
You don't see anything, but you do notice some burn marks as you look around the vault. And because you casted detect, well, did you cast detect magic or did you not?
I did for the sake of the burn marks. I would cast it then.
Okay. There is a faint magical residue coming from the burn marks.
Can I tell what school it is?
Wild.
I see.
As for Adagen's bedroom, you open it up and find it's filled with guns, weapons, and yeah.
Anything magic?
There's a couple of magic weapons, but most of them are not things that would be useful for you at your level, because most of his best stuff he has on him.
That makes sense.
Basically, everything here is just what he couldn't carry.
Okay. Next, parents' bedroom. Parents' bedroom.
You find the place looks ransacked. The bed has been made, but all the drawers and everything has been opened, and they've even opened the bathroom, and there's a small painting that has been pulled off the wall to reveal a safe that is hanging open and empty.
Bloody hell.
In fact,
See,
at the
invisibility is up for an hour. I'm just letting you know.
gotcha. I'll keep that in mind. In fact, at the very back of the safe, it opens up again to reveal another safe that was in the back of the other safe.
Double safe.
Hmm.
No one ever expects the double safe.
Behind
Except
a piece.
for these guys, apparently.
Behind a piece. It was behind a piece of carpet. That's literally the only thing in the safe.
Okay. Well. And I'm taking. Well. Here I was hoping they might have missed something.
Knowing these guys, they're very careful what they do. They strike when only the opportunity is prime. That's just how they operate. It wouldn't surprise me if they're with it, if they were in with the Thieves Guild to a degree.
Yep. Well. Fuck.
This is the end of your search, Korax. I think we should head back.
It is.
Very well.
As you guys are
Charlotte
leaving,
seems a lot more calm than she should be.
so as you guys are leaving, I want you both to make one investigation check.
Okay. 3.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
21.
Yeah. Out of character, I wasn't really expecting to find anything, but in character, Korax would go here and make sure.
Hey, DM, I'm gonna flex that and Flash of Genius to make it a 24.
Well, I'm sorry, but it's not a 25, so it doesn't add anything.
No!
Unnecessary, but okay.
So, as you are both leaving, you head past your father's office. And Charlotte stops mid-step and walks back into the office.
Huh?
You move over to the burn marks and notice how they're suspiciously marking only specific areas of the vault. You run your hand along them, and then you feel the slightest impression. And as you push down, you hear a click. A portion of the wall begins to shift downwards into a ramp, revealing another section to the vault that is filled with paperwork.
Charlotte, this is why I brought you. Well done.
I needed something off my mind for a bit, so I appreciate it.
Well, let's see what we got.
The documents in here appear to be legitimate ones. As in, you recognize some of them from your looking previously, where there was clearly forged documents and all that, and transpondence with Mafia and Boss. And all of these appear to be the results of those. And in fact, you're able to see exactly where money is going, why it's going, who is taking that money, what it's gaining. And you begin to notice a pattern.
Go on.
You notice that for every bit of money that is being gained through these legal means, it's being funneled directly into investigations and there's a small stack of papers with a list of locations. Not saying what's there, just locations. One of them being the Vampire Manor that you all are going to. Clorax would recognize the street address is what I'm getting at.
Okay, so I'm gonna grab that list.
Sure. You also see a whiteboard with a picture of Charlotte on it.
Oh, that's interesting.
Oh.
What?
You see at the start of the picture, there's a small note that appears to be from someone named Boss, stating that their experiments have borne fruit and they have managed to create a fracture that is capable of opening portals. Similar to Boss, and that they're donating it to... God damn it, names. Why am I bad with names? Varen, as a gesture of goodwill. The picture of Clara is pinned to a there's a small bit of string with magnets, and it's leading to a brief drawing of a portal, and then another picture of an army, and then a drawing of the elf city. Not the elf city, sorry, the drow city. The drow city, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Ultimately doesn't tell us much we don't already know.
Except
Written
that I play a part in this.
written underneath it is a small message just stating one last bit of information.
Hmm.
If I can get her to my side, then the army can take the city.
Given the picture on the board, I would assume her refers to Chlora.
Or Charlotte, rather.
Yeah, I think it was a typo. A word typo.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, like-
There's too many goddamn C names. Charlotte, yes.
No. Well, what about it, Charlotte? Are you interested in conquering a city on my father's side? Like, Korax is trying not to laugh at that notion.
Apparently, half of me had worked with Boss in the past. So, a little bit of retribution at this point would be very well deserved. For both of us.
Yep.
Let's go. They're probably waiting by now.
Indeed.
Do you seal
Yeah, I'm keeping the list of locations.
Do you seal the entrance up as you go?
Yes. We don't want to leave any trace we were here.
It seals up. And you see the only thing that's left on the table. It's a picture of you and your mother. And a swarm of little babies in front of them. Your father looks annoyed.
He always looks annoyed.
So, where do you all meet up?
I assume in front of the place.
Perhaps I think behind the place might be a better idea.
Yeah, behind the vampire manor?
We're not meeting in front of it. That's way too obvious.
Yeah.
Chlora was not given a meeting location.
Yeah. You guys didn't discuss a meeting location.
No. I assume in front of it then.
It's like we meet up in front of it.
Alright.
I'm not sure Chlora was paying attention of where it was.
After some difficulty where someone goes and retrieves Chlora,
I do because I can fly.
you all,
And seeing her from the sky is like basically picking out a sore thumb.
Yep.
regardless, you all gather together in front of the manor. And I will
Okay.
take you over there in a moment. But I wanted to give you guys time to discuss and talk.
Okay, let's go behind it real quick. So, we saw the popcocks.
Interesting. How'd that go?
Chlora
Better-
hugged Ryu, saying, "You're still alive! Hooray!"
Yeah. So, Korax, Your mom is a badass. Did you know that?
Did you not?
Cicada
I don't-
language.
I don't know her very well. So
Oh well.
So, your mother your mother is planning to invade the Underdark to rescue your father, and she duped Adigen and the Poppycocks into going going there with a group of hunters to be the diversion.
And it's probably Christmas for Adjin.
yeah, actually, it's
More
almost
like
his birthday.
more like his birthday.
Yeah,
Right,
that's
it is his birthday coming
yeah.
up.
Yeah, it is almost his birthday. Your mother did tell you to try and buy him a gift or something.
She
Well,
said
not well.
she,
We'll see.
she did go on to say just a few bullets would suffice.
Probably, yeah. Well, we've got something too. They didn't get every. Our investigation bore fruit. They didn't get everything from the vaults. Pulls out the list of locations. We have more to search than just this manor.
Ooh.
Throughout the city?
I look at the locations. Are they all in the city, DM?
Yeah. Each of them just lists an address and briefly says something like vampires or demons or assassins or traitors.
Wow, that's quite a bit of list.
Yeah, it sounds like your father was maybe a crusader of sorts.
Yeah. Well, I kind of feel bad for doubting him now. Oh well. Let's go kill. So, sneak in or just break down the door and start killing vampires?
We break down. I need to let loose some steam.
So, before I show you all the map, is there any last things you guys want to roleplay? Okay,
Not particularly, no.
then I will show you to the map.
Just checking the others.
There's
Other
a
than
lot.
Ryu, who else is a tank, or should I just not worry about that?
Uh,
Now,
I'm a tank. That
Okay.
helps you.
now, Korax, you know this. While they're generally frowned on, there is there has been in the last, say, 10 or 20 years, a growing acceptance of vampires. The general consensus is as long as you pay the people you drain the blood from and don't kill them, you can live here.
okay, so we probably shouldn't just break down the door and start killing people.
They're allowed to be here, but no one really likes them. Well, there's this tiny, like 10 people we love vampires group. It's actually
Well,
called
yeah,
it's actually called the Sparkle Movement.
God damn it.
Oh.
No.
So these vampires are going to die just for that. I think we can all agree. For inspiring this.
Don't worry. The vampires have repeatedly requested them not to call themselves that and to stop writing fan fiction where they sparkle in the daylight.
Because they don't
Okay, but-
do that.
Okay, so wait, so the vampires these vampires generally behave like civilized members of society. Is what you're saying, though?
Yeah, they're generally civilized, but they do still drink blood.
legally, though.
Yes. Well,
So okay,
legally,
so
as
belay
far
that.
as most people know.
Okay, but
Okay.
the point is, belay that. We probably shouldn't just kick down the door and start killing people.
Well, then how do you want to do this?
Could just go in and ask questions.
Are you sure that's safe?
Sure, I'll ask the questions.
Actually, it's daytime,
And-
so those group would be inside.
And
Also, we like what, like, did we get? Hold on, did we get a description? Did okay? Went shoe shopping. Did we get a description of the vampire? Is that took my father?
You did not.
Yeah, we did.
Did you?
One of them
Oh yeah,
was
one of
Yeah,
them.
probably one of Charlotte. One of them,
Okay.
I think Charlotte knew, but
Charlotte, go in there and ask if you've seen such a vampire, and if so, where she went.
Very well.
I'm gonna go in behind Charlotte for a moment. And I'm going to give her a little bit of an intellect fortress.
I can actually do you one better. I'm gonna cast protection from good and evil on her.
Why not both?
Okay. I'm going to the front door then.
Alright. Well, the front door is down at the bottom south.
Yeah.
Alright. You knock on the door, and you see a vampire spawn answer it. And there's a brief moment where she gives this "oh" sort of wail. And then she says, "Can I help you?"
On official guard duties, I'm here to investigate some claims that were made against this place. Am I allowed in?
You may come in. They
Thank
step aside and allow you to step in, though they make a very clear effort to avoid the light that comes in as you open the door.
Very well.
Because sunlight burns them like fire.
Once
I'm going to keep walking in, wherever they allow me to go to.
once the door is closed, the vampire spawn will escort you in and take you towards a dining room. Let me just move this camera back up. And she stops at the entrance and then says, "You will find our mortal speaker person in here."
Charlotte points to the door to her left. In that room, correct?
No, through this room right here.
That is to her left, technically. Okay,
Oh,
thank you.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're good.
Left. Yeah.
The vampire spawn then heads back to their post. As you enter, two vampire spawn look to you, and a vampire at the table that appears to be cutting into an arm of some sort looks up, and then he goes, "Well, that just spoiled my appetite." And he picks up his plate and just walks out, pushing you further into the room as he gets you out of the entrance with a sort of like, ugh, and then heads on his way.
Good grief.
So, I heard that your mortal speaker is in this room?
You see an elf that looks to be an actual elf and not having big teeth or anything. rise from by the fireplace and walk over. And he looks you down with a stern glare. Ah, dang it. 1 second. The roll 20. Let me do this. And I can
Make a
do
choice.
this. There we go. Show to place. There we go. Now you guys can see it. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Ah, there we go. It was lagging for me.
Goodness. Okay.
That would be me. I am Silver Tornellus. I am the air quotes mortal speaker. Essentially, that means I talk to mortals because they are vampires and they don't really like talking to mortals. Especially during the day. They get very grouchy.
Perfectly understandable considering their species. Regardless, I am here on official means to investigate this place further. I have heard some unwanted rumors, and I just want to clear the air with it.
Well, what are your questions?
I got a few, so I'll start with the first one. I heard that you have a captive in here against their will. Is this true or not?
A thief tried to sneak in and steal from our treasure troves. We have them locked in the basement.
Alrighty. Why not just turn him over to the guard after you caught him?
Because they're vampires and that's a free meal.
In what other jurisdiction would that be classified as a free meal?
Because they tried to steal from vampires.
You're in the Elven City, though. If someone tries to steal from you in the Elven City, you turn them into the guards.
I am well aware of that. I am just explaining their reasoning.
I understand the reasoning, but it's also the wrong reasoning.
Not my reasoning, their reasoning.
The vampires.
We will sort that out shortly after, then.
Very well.
Secondly, I have heard rumors of an associate of mine has been taken by your guys' custody.
What is their name?
Raichi.
He thinks for a moment and then he motions to one of the vampire spawn who vanishes out the door and returns a moment later to speak to him. Then he turns and looks to you and says, "There is indeed someone under the vampire's control called that here. Or not here, but they are part of this coven." They willingly signed up. They were not enthralled, they were not forced. They signed up willingly in return for something. I do not know the details. You would have to ask them about that. If you like, I can let them know when they return that you came by, if you're willing to leave a name.
I'm gonna roll insight on him.
Go for it.
I will flash a genius stat to make it a 12.
As far as you can tell, he's telling the truth.
Okay. You'll leave a message for me.
Yes, if you leave a name.
And they have left. They willingly signed up for an exchange in something that you do not know yet. Am I getting that correct?
You are correct.
Well, I see that we have reached an impasse then. For reasons that you have trapped a thief under the Elven City, I'm going to leave my message to you.
I have not done anything. I am not a vampire. I am here to act as their mouth because they are vampires and it is the middle of the day. I can get the thief released if you require it.
You have 20 minutes.
You're threatening me.
No, I'm stating the facts. You have 20 minutes.
Or what?
I would not be sorry I send my forces to take the thief by force.
Roll deception.
Damn, that sucks.
He looks to you.
Insight... Okay.
Pardon?
Is insight intelligence?
Insight's wisdom.
Oh, I'm sorry. 1 second.
Yeah, if it's higher, that's fine. I was just curious as all.
19. So it'd be. I'm just using the same roll. I'm just double checking. It'd be exactly
Yeah.
18, and if it meets it, it beats it. So it's still same effect.
Okay, fair enough.
He has a +0, so it would have been 18.
Okay.
Okay. Anyway, he looks to you, and then he says, I have been rather patient with you, and I have been very courteous. We have not threatened you. We have not done anything to you. And you're coming in here threatening me. And you're
Wrong.
coming in here to lie to me.
That part is true. I don't have a force with me. However, you have taken something very important from me. And that, I know, will not stand within my laws of code.
My gosh, Charlotte.
He rubs his head, and then he says, I have not taken anything. I am not a vampire.
That is fine. Then you're not the one I'm speaking to. Charlotte would summon her rifle and aim it towards the vampire.
My god, Charlotte, why?
Oh, sending her in alone was a mistake.
The vampire spawn bares its fangs, but Silver lifts a hand and they stop, though they're glaring at Charlotte with hate. And he simply says, if you want to leave here with your life and your thief, leave now.
The thief in one piece, I'm assuming.
She might be slightly anemic, but they wouldn't have killed her.
No, that would be a food source, wouldn't they?
You have 5 seconds to head out that door and leave, or they are going to kill you and the thief.
Charlotte just simply sighs. Boy, you put me in a predicament here.
1, 2,
Please just leave.
3.
Very well. Charlotte will stand up and move on out.
The spawns follow you out until they get to the door, making sure you actually leave. And after you exit, there's a brief moment, and then a figure in a cloak with their hands tied behind their back and their feet bound is thrown out the door, and then it's slammed shut. You successfully rescued the thief.
With threats of violence.
Charlotte's angry.
Oh my goodness. We should not have sent you in there by yourself.
So, what do you do now?
Charlotte would examine the person.
They look a bit weak and pale, and there's bite marks on their neck, but they're alive and breathing, and not a vampire.
Okay. Charlotte would help them out. Take off the bounds.
They kind of stagger a bit, and they have to lean on you heavily. But as the others round the corner, they manage to get to their feet.
Charlotte looks emotionless, and she just
Charlotte,
moves on to the party.
you good?
No. I'm going to the
Is the-
Underdark now.
Are you okay?
Charlotte doesn't respond to that, and she starts walking away.
Eh,
Charlotte.
Shut up, Ryu. For once in my goddamn life, shut up right now.
Huh?
What in the world?
Oh, I'm not sure what happened in there, but hmm, I guess the conversation didn't go very well.
That that wouldn't be enough. That wouldn't be enough to piss her off, though. There was more to it than that.
I'm gonna go check this thief here. As Clara is healing them. Are you okay?
Oh, I'm okay. They seem very tired. Cure wounds can't really return blood. I mean, it helps a little bit, but they just need rest.
Okay. Would you like something to eat or drink?
I just will need to get home. Thank you for the rescue. Here. He hands a slip of paper, and just says, "That's what I found out. Okay, I'm gonna go." And he just sort of
Okay.
begins to shamble away.
Okay, stay safe.
Yeah. But yeah, he thanks you all and heads on his way after giving Cicada the slip of paper with the information.
Okay, I'm gonna put that in my notes.
So what now?
I guess we rendezvous back the at Cricket's house outside the city.
What is Charlotte doing?
Venting her anger, and she's going out towards the direction. Doesn't matter where.
So
She's going outside the city, though.
So she's not heading for Cricket's house.
No.
Okay. You all return to Cricket's house except for Charlotte, who you can see walking in the distance, heading for the Underdark.
Oh no. I'm gonna go after her. I think she's about to do something very reckless.
Okay.
And I'm gonna quickly fly over to her.
Just be careful. She's not herself.
Okay. I quickly fly over to Charlotte immediately. Charlotte? Where are you going?
Charlotte turns to you, and her eyes are cold. She summons her gun and shoots on the ground where you land.
She is shocked.
Do not follow me.
But Charlotte, I thought we were in this together.
This is something that's mine. This is something that's personal to me.
And
And
you're
to learn
going
that I just been lied to and been hidden behind covers and curtains. To know that I was living the good life while they were doing something else completely different behind my back. How can I be okay with that, Cicada? I was made a fool in there.
Charlotte. I understand if it's something deeply personal, but I I don't want you going in there by yourself again. You, you could get hurt or worse.
You see sparks of magic hovering around Charlotte. Electricity like popping from her body almost. And lines are forming around her. I don't care about my own pain, Cicada.
But I do. We all do. We care about you, Charlotte.
And why is that?
Because you're our friend.
For those circumstances, you still consider me a friend. I shot my friend. And you still consider me that.
Of course I do.
Maybe it's that bond is why I'm so angry. Then what do you suggest we do, Cicada?
We just I know that simply going into the Underdark without a plan is
Suicidal.
it's suicidal. But we need more information first.
And how long will that take to get that information, Cicada? Months? Weeks? Days? Would it be years? Where I just dwell on this?
I know we'll figure something out as a team, as a group of friends. We're all in this together, whether you like it or not. And I know I would be really sad if you suddenly went in there and I never saw you again.
As you're talking, Charlotte looks to the left side of you, as if there was another person standing there. And then she glances to you. She lets out a final breath. The sparks die down. She walks towards you. One step. Slide to the left. Just kidding. Two step. And then she's up to you again. The rifle on her side. And she pats. Like, she has to lean up to you, of course. Like, she has to, like, go on her tippy toes to pat you on your shoulder. Very well. I guess I've whole situation caused me to be really irrational.
I
I'll head back.
Okay. I understand you're angry, but you really shouldn't act on it immediately. It's a
The
bad
last
habit.
when I didn't act on it, Cicada, I had friends who died because I wasn't quick enough to act.
Hmm.
Lest you forget, I still have dog tags.
We'll find a way to avenge them.
I know. Charlotte said it. She just starts walking back to the house.
And yeah, Cicada follows suit.
While you two were having your conversation, the other three witness Rango and Cricket looking at a plate of food. It looks to be a sandwich. What do you guys do? Do you just head up to
Right.
get some rest, or do you what? What do you do?
You can hear me better if I turn off the hardware mute.
Yes.
Clara walks in and she's like, so you made some food?
They look over and then they say, and then Cricket says, I made a sandwich, and he's saying it's impossible.
Clara looks at the sandwich. She's like, how is it impossible?
Ringo looks to Clara and then says, because he made a marshmallow sandwich, aka a s'more, out of ham, cheese, and bread.
Clara takes a second look at it.
It looks like a
Korak
sandwich.
turns around and exits the room. He's not. Doesn't. She wants no part of this.
It looks like a sandwich.
Clara picks it up and takes a look at it.
Looks like a sandwich. A ham and cheese sandwich, in fact.
And you're saying it's s'mores?
Have a bite.
She has a bite of it.
It tastes like s'mores.
My God.
Clara has this most surprised look on her face, and she's like, eh? Do you know how flavors work, Cricket?
Cricket just stares at her. And it's at this point that Cicada and Charlotte make it back.
Could you make another one?
Back.
He shrugs and goes to make another ham sandwich.
Ham sandwich in quotation marks.
Charlotte, what do you do?
She looks to the two who are outside and then walks to Ryu.
Got it all out?
No, but it's enough to suffice. I'm sorry.
It's alright. You got emotional. We all do it. But if you ever need to talk about it, I'd appreciate it if you came to me.
Everything I knew and everything I've done for my duties to serve the people I protected, or just to make them happy and smile at Ryu. I don't know what it's for anymore.
I don't know. I couldn't possibly understand your situation. How, it all sounds so complicated to an outsider like myself. But there's but I believe somehow ever I believe there is something that can be done. There's a way this can be resolved. Then maybe not happy, but satisfied, content.
And how
Laura
would you
comes out.
suggest that?
I'm sorry, could you repeat that?
And how would you suggest that, Ryu?
Well, first of all, what is it that you want to do? The one thing that you want to do most right now.
Should have been obvious when I was heading down there.
Kill boss?
No. Boss is second priority.
Stop and stop the drow.
No, that's an afterthought.
Then
My
Save
friend is
someone-
down there.
Save your friend.
Yeah.
I see.
She made a deal with them. And I don't know what that deal is. Nor do I care. The fact is, she's doing whatever duty she's doing for them is why I'm doing this.
It's at that moment. Sorry.
When you find your friend, what are you going to do?
It's at that moment that Cricket walks out. And he simply says, "If you would like, I could get it for you."
How will you do that?
He stares at her for a moment, and then just hands her the sandwich he just made.
She looks at the sandwich.
It's delicious. You should try it.
It looks like a ham sandwich with a little bit
Charlotte.
of cheese.
Charlotte eats the ham sandwich.
It tastes like s'mores.
I'm confused on your point, Cricket.
Dad says the sandwich is impossible, by the way.
What do you mean by impossible?
It tastes like s'mores.
What?
Cricket,
Charlotte throws the sandwich in the water.
What? I catch it with mage hand.
I am trying to speak, but you guys keep talking, so I haven't been getting a chance.
Sorry.
Okay.
Alright, then Cricket is going to answer your question. And he's simply going to point to the sandwich and then say, because I'm Cricket. I just can.
Yeah, in case
Do you-
you forgot, he is an eldritch entity.
That you did you do remember where Charlotte said Ed her friend is, right? The Underdark. The last time the last time we went there, the Drow took the Drow charmed you, so to speak.
Somehow.
He then says, correction, they are on their way to the Underdark.
So you're saying you can get her and Korax's father before they arrive there.
But for a price.
He nods.
I knew
What's
it.
the price?
You do know we have a house that flies, right?
Last I checked, you gave me this house.
What is the price, Cricket? Charlotte sounds a little bit more impatient now.
I'm just sorry. I'm forming my brain is mush.
Fine.
Just bear with me. Is what I'm saying.
It's okay.
I take time.
It's
I need
okay.
time to think. Okay. Still,
Okay, we'll stall. We'll
You're-
stall for you. We'll,
you're
we'll stall.
attacked.
We're stalling.
I'm feeling very
No,
attacked
we're-
right now.
Good. Be attacked with a spear.
Anyway,
I was with Dodos.
Cricket will simply just say, "Make a pact with me."
Ah.
What?
First me, then Jezebel, and now this.
And
You do know we can instruct the lands to go fly there, right?
this is Cricket's house, Laura. Charlotte would just look at Cricket. And why did you want me to form a pact with you? I'm not like Jezebel. I'm definitely not like Cicada.
He sort of pauses for a moment, and then glances to Cicada, and then to Clara, and then back to you. And he just says, "Does my reasoning matter? The deal is there if you wish it."
What are the terms?
What terms would you like?
Charlotte, real quick.
Just think it
What
over.
is it?
Yeah, definitely think it over. Because this is a lifetime thing.
What would you like in return for the pact being formed? You have stated you want your friend and his father returned, but is there anything else you wish?
I just want my friends to be safe.
Are there any other requirements to this pact?
I want to have the ability to help them.
He nods. I will I will speak to you very shortly, once I have determined my end of the pact and what I will ask of you in return. I will start the house flying, and I will prepare the magic to transport them over here. They have not yet reached the Underdark. There is time.
Very well. I'll be at my workshop then.
He nods, and then turns and heads back into the house and over to the fireplace.
Charlotte, making a pact with an eldritch entity is serious business.
And I'm serious about what I stated.
Are you absolutely sure?
With the things I've seen, Cicada, I'm surprised I still hold emotion towards it. But in this case, this is something I wanted to do. Those who remain are even more important to me, as you guys are. And that includes Clara, too. Charlotte just says absent-mindedly and just walks into the house, into the workshop.
Okay. It's like Cicada is definitely wary of people making pacts with Cricket. Because this is like a lifetime commitment thing. Once you make the pact, there is no going back.
This. All I can. I just there's not much else that can be said except she's shown her resolve. She has a goal, and she's going to stop at nothing to see it through.
Guess the most we can do is be there for her.
Let's just be glad. Just be glad that she's still willing to let us be there for her.
All right. So, this was a productive session. Does anyone else have anything they would like to do before we wrap up?
Cicada's gonna try that sandwich.
That fucking sandwich.
There's a plate of them on the kitchen counter. And yes, they were made from bread, cheese, and ham. They look like a ham sandwich, but they taste like s'mores.
What the heck?
So a lesson to be learned for everyone here, don't let Charlotte do diplomacy alone.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
She
Charlotte
sucks at it.
is bad at any kind of diplomacy.
Yeah.
That's fine. I am better.
Korak is going in.
I hope you guys learned your fucking lesson.
Yeah.
Yeah, for goodness sake, he was offering you what we wanted, and you just went to pointing the gun at the vampire. For
Yeah,
a
I
reason.
was very angry. Give me a break, man.
I mean, it's fine. That's fine. It was in character and it made things very spicy. Regardless,
Oh yeah, but
thank
still,
you all
oh
for
my God.
thank you all for tuning in. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.